Hi there, in this video we're going to talk about 3 great ways for you to launch your company, which is great. Mostly these are going to focus on tech and online kinds of businesses, but even if you don't have a business like that, see what elements of these strategies you can use for your unique business because obviously people taking this course have all kinds of unique businesses and some of the strategies may apply very well. So the first strategy, and one that I almost always try to use, is a soft launch strategy. And I'm going to give examples of what I did with my mobile applications that I launched a couple of years ago now. And I think this year they're going to cross 1 million downloads, so they didn't do too bad for themselves. Anyway, what I first did is I quietly released the product. In my case, apps. In your case, something else. And I quietly released it, and I monitored how people were using it, because I only was getting like a small trickle of customers, right? A very small number of people were finding it, and that was good, because if there was a problem in the app, if a lot of people found the app, they would have given me like a lot of bad reviews and all these things, and I would never be able to get rid of those reviews. But as it worked out, I was able to kind of like interact with the people that I use the apps and see how they were using it and improve the app and improve. And every time I improved it, I kind of put the app back in the market, updated it, improved it, put it back, and monitored it again. And I continued to improve it and as it improved, it got a little bit more customers. It accelerated growth a little bit. It started to rank in search engines a little bit. In this case, it was the app stores for the apps, but in your case, it could be something else, wherever your product is listed. And so I was getting more and more people into it as the apps were maturing. And these are essentially, what happens is, these are essentially your beta users, right? It's people who find you, who kind of, if they found you, it probably took them some effort, so they care a little bit more. It's your friends and family who you might give the product to, and it might be whoever is interested, maybe your blog followers, things like that. So you do that and you improve your product. And when you feel like it's pretty good, when you feel like it's gotten into good shape enough that people are loving it, even people who don't know you are leaving like really nice reviews, and the usability and the engagement on it is really great, then you're ready to take the app to the next level. So it's the second launch, right? The first launch you did was a soft launch. Now you do a big launch. What I mean by big launch is, throughout your soft launch, what you should also have been doing is starting relationships with people in your industry, like business peers, bloggers, journalists, podcasters, just people you want to get on everybody's radar in a way. They also are the ones who might give you the best feedback, by the way, because they know the products in your industry. And this is, you kind of like, you see, okay, my product has improved, and what you do is you say, okay, I'm going to pick a certain date, and I'm going to get a lot of press at once. So this is going to be like a big launch. So you reach out to all the bloggers, podcasters, all those people that you've been creating like relationships with, and you reach out to them and say, hey, I need some press coverage in such and such time around that. And what happens is, you create a really nice big spike for your product, right? And you tell all your friends to share. This is really when you tell everybody to share. I got a product, it's ready, blah blah blah. And your friends share. Friends share. Bloggers, all of that, as much of it as you can get, all that. And what happens is, wherever you launch your product, this is going to create a really big, nice spike and acceleration of whatever important metrics there are. Like for example, the mobile app example, I had a big spike in downloads, and I started ranking really well. It drove my ranking through the roof in the app stores. And if you're on Amazon, it will make you rank higher on Amazon, your product. Or even if you're on Google and you rely on Google search, this might help you with Google SEO, right? So it kind of, because all the web essentially is really algorithm based. And I really get in depth about this topic in my big marketing course on how to reach 1 million people, and I'll have the link to it in the description in the very last lecture of this video, of this course. So if you're curious, of course, you will need to promote your business. So you really need a course like that to really get the exposure. But anyway, this is just on launching. And so you do all this big spike, right? And what happens is when you get a big spike, yeah, like I mentioned, this slide is just a kind of a reiteration. You get a big acceleration at once, and it influences the algorithms on whatever platform on which your product is on. And all those spikes in traffic get you further spikes. Like sometimes you might get noticed by the mobile apps, like people who decide to feature apps, right? Or whatever platform you're on, there's different nuances, but you sometimes get extra spikes because you get so much, people notice you so much, right? You get so much attention. And because you get so much attention, you can relaunch almost, and you can do almost like another press release, like, oh, like 10,000 customers in one day, or whatever, some kind of a big headline. And what you can also do, this is the third strategy, is you can use this really great signs of rapid success and market adoption to get yourself into different conferences, right? So you can launch on stage at a conference, and you can apply to do this. And there's many. There's like TechCrunch Disrupt. There's the Launch Conference. There's many for tech companies. Of course, your company has to be really good and unique and innovative, because a lot of people want to do that, want to show their company on stage on those conferences. But you give yourself as much of a chance as possible when you do that. And of course, people sitting in the audience are all industry people, more journalists, and you'll get a lot more media coverage and a lot more exposure, a lot more links to your website, which will help your SEO, blah, blah, blah. And essentially, this is how to launch your strategy in a gigantic way. And so that's it. That's how you launch. Go from a very soft launch to improving your product, to doing a big launch, to doing a gigantic launch. So hopefully that helps you